Chief Justice of Pakistan Mia Saqib Nisar said late Monday that there is no possibility of a delay in the upcoming elections unless the Election Commission of Pakistan becomes helpless. Justice Nisar made the comment during the hearing of a case regarding electoral amendments filed by the Workers' Party. Chief Justice remarked that all matters pertaining to elections must be completed on an urgent basis. Director General of Election Commission of Pakistan (ECP) noted that the Code of Conduct was formed with consensus from all political parties. The petitioner's lawyer maintained that the Apex Court had already announced a verdict on electoral reforms in 2012. Director General of Election Commission of Pakistan informed the court that a new Code of Conduct for General Elections 2018 was formed after Election Act 2017 was passed. The court then summoned a response from ECP on the Code of Conduct, which will be submitted soon. CJP Nisar noted that the new Code of Conduct will be compared to its previous issue. The hearing was then adjourned till Wednesday, with directives issued by the Apex Court for the formation of a larger bench. The Director General of Inter-Services Public Relations, Major General Asif Ghafoor, on Monday pointed to growing negative propaganda on social media against Pakistan and its institutions, including the army. Addressing a press conference, Major General Asif Ghafoor said the social media was being used against the country and its institutions, and that there had been an increase in social media accounts which were spewing anti-Pakistan and anti-army content against the facts. The DGISPR said we have the capability to monitor social media as to who is doing what. He added that domestic accounts on social media have increased in recent months, which have been involved in anti-state, anti-Pakistan, anti-army and anti-forces activities. He informed that since January this year, more than 10,000 troll social media accounts had cropped up, and such accounts had particularly increased in numbers over the past 4 months. The DGISPR said, we have to stay united and we have to defeat them. Traffic police and security agencies in Pakistan's largest cities have prepared plans for traffic and security ahead of Yawm-e-Ali, which will be observed tomorrow. Yawm-e-Ali, observed on the 21st of Ramzan, sees large processions across the country commemorating the martyrdom of Hazrat Ali. Security forces and traffic police in different cities of the country have prepared plans for peaceful observation of the occasion and smooth flow of traffic on the day. According to Lahore police spokesperson, additional police officials along with personnel of Dolphin and Police Response Unit will perform security duty at the central procession, while police vehicles, motorcycle squads and others will also be on duty. For the main procession, snipers would be deployed on rooftops along the routes. In Rawalpindi, about 3,000 police personnel will guard the main Yawm-e-Ali procession of the city. CCTV cameras have been installed at the route of the procession, and bomb disposal squad will check the route before start of the procession. Reham Khan has sent Hamza Ali Abbasi a legal notice pertaining to the recent fiasco surrounding her upcoming book and the reaction it has generated on both social and mainstream media. Reham Khan said it is my free suggestion to the PTI that they should Reham Khan said it is my free suggestion to the PTI that they should fire their social media team. They should instead hire people who are well versed with typing and copying text. It is my right to write whatever I want. Why should I reveal beforehand what I have penned in my book? She commented that Hamza Ali Abbasi is a child and this child is being used. She said she had advised PTI leader even during her time at Banni Gala to consult legal experts instead of conferring with TV anchors. White House spokeswoman Sarah Sanders said US President Donald Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un were tentatively scheduled to meet at 9 a.m. Singapore time on June 12th. About the contents of Kim's letter, Sanders declined to get into the specifics but added that we feel like things are continuing to move forward and good progress has been made. The president has been receiving daily briefings on North Korea from his national security team. After meeting a senior official from Pyongyang at the White House on Friday, Trump said North Korea was being more cooperative and that although sanctions would remain in place, he would hold off on imposing new ones. Trump said he didn't want to use the term maximum pressure anymore because the two sides were getting along. Top Senate Democrats told Trump not to make a deal that leaves North Korea with nuclear weapons and maintain pressure on Pyongyang if the US demands are not met. Saudi Arabia began issuing its first driving licenses to women in decades. The Saudi authorities said that the historic lifting of the kingdom's ban on female motorists had been finalized a week ago. 10 Saudi women swapped their foreign licenses for Saudi ones in multiple cities, including the capital Riyadh, as the kingdom prepares to end its ban on June 24th. The Information Ministry's Center for International Communication said 10 Saudi women made history on Monday when they were issued driving licenses. Expectations are that next week an additional 2,000 women will join the ranks of licensed drivers in the kingdom. Reema Jaudat, one of the women to receive a license, quoted that it's a dream come true that I am about to drive in the kingdom. For the lifting of the ban, Saudi Arabia last week passed a landmark law to criminalize sexual harassment, introducing a prison term of up to 5 years and a maximum penalty of $80,000 American dollars. Russian President Vladimir Putin said Russia is not trying to split the European Union. Putin said he wanted a united and prosperous European Union. We need to build cooperation. We don't have a goal of dividing anything or anyone in the European Union. The more problems at the heart of the European Union, the more risks and problems there are for us. His remarks came ahead of a visit to Austria and also his first visit to a Western European country in nearly a year. Putin will meet Austrian President Alexander Van der Bellen and Chancellor Sebastian Kurz, and also with business leaders. During his visit, European Union sanctions against Russia because of its 2014 annexation of Crimea and support for separatists in eastern Ukraine will be part of the discussion. Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei warned European leaders against their dream of Tehran continuing to curb its nuclear program. Ayatollah Ali Khamenei said, "We are getting a message from some European countries that they expect the Iranian people to both tolerate the sanctions, deal with the sanctions, and go along with them and give up our nuclear energy activities and continue with the restrictions. I would tell these countries that they should be aware that this is a dream that will never come true. The people of Iran and the government of Iran will never tolerate both suffering from sanctions and nuclear restrictions." Khamenei was speaking nearly a month after President Donald Trump announced the United States was pulling out of the landmark Iran nuclear deal. Khamenei and various Iranian political figures have already warned that Iran could leave the agreement if it no longer receives the economic benefits. National Bureau of Economic Research suggested that 2018 Football World Cup will bring different nations together. Researchers suggest the passions involved can be put to good use even off the pitch. The emotional effects of victory and even disqualification for a major tournament may help strengthen national identity in countries where it is lacking. The study published by the National Bureau of Economic Research suggested a feel-good factor from big match wins can improve trust between ethnic groups. National victories do not only affect attitudes but also reduce violence. Ruben Durand, a political economist at the Paris Institute of Political Studies who co-authored the paper, said there were many examples about how sport has brought nations together. US President Donald Trump indicated that he was ready to impose the tariffs that caused Chinese reaction. United States and China completed their trade talks with a warning from Beijing that it could refuse to buy more American goods if Washington imposed new tariffs. The White House, however, tried to diffuse the impact of the Chinese warning, insisting that the talks focused on the subject it wanted. White House said the meetings focused on reducing the United States trade deficit by facilitating the supply of agricultural and energy products to meet China's growing consumption needs, which will help support growth and employment in the United States. President Trump said earlier this month that he would impose tariffs of $50 billion worth of Chinese industrial exports shortly after June 15. Chinese officials, however, reminded the US delegation that agreements between China and the United States should be based on the premise of both sides moving in the same direction and not waging a trade war. And finally, the weather. Very hot and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country. However, rain thunder shower with gusty winds may occur at isolated places in Rawalpindi, Gujranwala, Lahore divisions and Kashmir. And that's the news for today. For more news and analysis, keep watching humsab.tv.
Please subscribe to Hums Up TV and hit the notification icon on the screen to get the latest updates of our channel. Thank you for watching Hums Up TV.